As you've probably heard by now, I'm coming back as the president and CEO of Y Combinator next year. It's a true honor and I'm excited. YC made me, but I made Initialized. And so today, I want to introduce you to the new managing partners of Initialized Capital, Jen Wolfe and Brett Gibson. We built a $3 billion venture capital fund that we started in 2012, and 10 years later, I'm passing the torch. After I left YC as a partner, I set out to work with the smartest people who I knew were great designers, PMs, managers, and engineers. And that's Jen and Brett in a nutshell. Jen was actually my boss in 2008, but we first met when we were first starting our careers in 1997. That's us right there. Oh, the 90s. Brett and I co-founded Posterous, Posthaven, and wrote software together at YC. He actually rewrote Paul Graham's code for applications and recommendation systems. So if you've ever applied to YC, you probably used his code. He also worked with me as I created Bookface, the social network that everyone uses over there. That's us working on our startup in 2008. All day we were either coding or meeting up with our batchmates that summer in Cambridge. Jen, I've known for more than 25 years, and Brett, I've worked together on multiple startups and software for over 14 years. They are truly the best leaders, engineers, designers, PMs, and pure organizational managers I know. Today, I want you to hear about Initialized and their plans from them. Let's get started. Initialized has always tried to do venture capital in a different way. When choosing who to work with in investors, you can always count on fellow founders and builders to be great sounding boards. I think that's Brett in a nutshell. Who better to be your guide in building things from nothing than someone who I've been there doing exactly that with for more than a decade.
We understand what it means to have been a founder, like what it's like to go get told no a bunch of times, to have people tell you you're fucking up your business and that you need to do something else, to be ghosted. And so our behavior is informed by that scar tissue on the other side. And also I think we now understand being on the other side in venture, how easy it is to do those things to founders, right? And so there's just this imperative of vigilance to match our behavior to the experience we want to be giving people.
And here's Ethan Feldman, co-founder of Talos, on what it's like to work with Brett.
The thing that we loved about Brett is that he's a builder at heart. And a lot of venture capitalists you go to, they'll be great with fundraising, they'll be great with introducing you to other VCs. And what we really liked about Brett is that he is also in the weeds on how we can operate and scale the business.
Managing partner Jen Wolfe has been president of Initialized for many years, which was always a continuation of what I saw in 2008 when I worked on her design and product team. I was one of 20 PMs and designers doing wireframes and PRDs, and she was the best manager I ever worked for. Rain or shine, no matter if it was good news or bad news, she steered that ship and could build organizations like I had never seen another person do. And that happens to be really helpful when you are a founder trying to do the same.
I tried to give them more of the tools to solve the problems themselves. For example, if they have difficulties with how to make a product roadmap, instead of just saying, do this exact thing and this should be your product roadmap, it is more about, what are you trying to optimize for? How does your team work together culturally, which is the best approach for how you guys like to make decisions? Here's 3 or 4 options and how to decide which roadmap approach is best for you. Here's some resources, you can read about it. And, I kind of let them think through and decide for themselves. I think that's what founders appreciate because it gives them the skills to solve their own problems. And it builds that relationship where they sort of trust that you have their best interests at heart and, sort of trust that they know how to do their job.
Jen's leadership really showed through as she built teams and helped founders build diverse teams. Because why are we here if we're not trying to build the world we all truly want to live in? A diverse team of people who can help founders that scales. Initialized is not one person. it's a team.
Almost 70% of our core investment team is women. Overall, when you think about our extended investment team, it's 50% women. Our leadership team is also 50% women. These stats make sense statistically, but they're very unusual in the venture world, and it really helps us hire some of the best people. One of the programs that I'm most proud of is our open VC hiring process. It's very difficult to know when there are jobs in VC, and we've done a lot of work to post our roles at any level, publicly, because that's the way people who wouldn't have considered VC find out that it's even a possibility for them.
The way Jen thinks about leadership and diversity really shines through when you have office hours with her. Here's Alexander Cates, CEO of VetCove.
So Jen has been really great in our office hours, because not only do we check in and make sure that she's kind of identifying challenges that we might have, but Jen has been really helpful in kind of helping us think through a lot of the complicated things that we may be going through on the team side, on the hiring side, on the product side. So when we ask for help, or we have specific challenges, Jen is always really there to help us and to think through it. And if she doesn't have the answer, somebody at Initialized does, or somebody else within their network, which has always been really helpful.
Initialized remains a seed fund for pre-product market fit set apart. And when you're ready, the team here is ready to meet you. They are the smartest, high-integrity, most helpful investors I know. And while I might be biased, I also have the strength of decades of experience with these folks and the whole team at Initialized. So that's it for this week. I am so excited for Jen, Brett, and the future of Initialized. If you're worried about this channel, don't be. I'll keep bringing new videos here regularly. To catch the full interview with Jen and Brett, head over to the Initialized Capital channel, link in the description below. More from me soon, and thank you again for all your support. I'll see you next week.